So no one expected Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle to be any good because it was, as I've been preempted here, the sequel to the film that wasn't great the first time round. But actually it was really, really good fun. And the idea of them going into the video game, of the way in which the avatars, the body swap stuff was done, the kind of Freaky Friday stuff was good. Then, because the first one took so much money, well, the second one, although technically if you include Zathura, the third one, took so much money that we have to have another one. And I always worry about the stuff about, the figures say you have to do it, but we are going to revisit this. Is there any reason other than the money? The real delight is that Jumanji, The Next Level, is actually really good. I mean, it's really good in terms of what it is, and it is made much better by the fact that my expectations were very low. So, the old friends have become estranged, but they're meant to be getting back together again. Spencer is worried about his relationship and his distance from everybody, and he desperately wants to be back in the game, to be to be Smolder Bravestone. He goes in, and then his friends have to follow him. Sadly, accidentally, they take with them Spencer's grandfather, played by Danny DeVito in the real world, and his estranged friend and colleague, played by Danny Glover in the real world, and they then get sucked in. So now we're back in Jumanji, in the world of Jumanji, which is no longer a jungle. It is a desert and an ice field and a whole bunch of other things. But we now have all the body swaps are all mixed up and multiplied, and we get to see The Rock doing an impression of an old guy being excited by the fact that his hips work, and we get to see Kevin Hart, whose whole traditional method of delivery is really fast, blah, 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 being really slow as Danny Glover, whose main problem is that he says everything too slowly for it to be any good. And they arrive in Jumanji. There's a mission that they have to do. There are some nice twists. There are some special effects sequences that, as before, are done. It's interesting watching the special effects sequence, like the huge ostrich charge, in which you think, wow, special effects have really moved on since the days of Jurassic Park. So remember the first time with Jurassic Park, we saw the beasties coming over. God, that's astonishing. Yeah. And you look at it now and you go, well, the robotic ones are okay, but some of the CGI ones are a little bit weird. Awkwafina is very funny as a new in-game character called Ming Fleetfoot, and all the body swaps are done. It's like multiplied by 10. So what you get is the stuff that you liked from the first film with a new kicker, couple of new characters, the interesting idea of let's introduce two old farts into the drama who can never understand, never knew what a video game was in the first place. And there was a constant joke about, where are we? We're in a video game. We're in a what? We're in a video game. I laughed at the gags. There is some inappropriate humour. That thing about the eunuchs, absolutely. And there's another joke there was two specific jokes that I just thought it's a shame because those don't need to be there. And I think the film would have been better without them because
they weren't funny or because they
were just crude in the context, in a context in which crudity was not called for. But maybe I'm just being prudish. But actually, as before, I thought, this is much more fun than we had any right to expect. The only thing I would say is, no matter, although, at the end they always set up for another one because clearly the first one took nearly $1 billion.
Right. Okay.
I'd like it to stop now because you got away with it twice or maybe 3 times, not 4 times. You didn't like the first one. Now, walk away.